This episode is brought to you by Welch's Fruit Snacks. Big news for your kids' lunchbox. Welch's Fruit Snacks are now made without any artificial dyes. A snack parents can feel good about and the same delicious taste kids can't get enough of. All made with no artificial dyes. Try Welch's Fruit Snacks today.
Pros, just because something on the job runs out doesn't mean you have to. Order it on the Lowe's app. My Lowe's Pro Rewards members get free same-day delivery on eligible orders over $25. Get the fasteners, hardware, or tools you need to keep the job moving. Order by 2 p.m. and get eligible in-stock items delivered right to your job site by 8 p.m. Members get more at Lowe's. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Subject to availability. Restrictions and terms at lowes.com/shipping terms. Subject to change.
Morning decisions. How about a creamy mocha frappuccino drink? Or sweet vanilla? Smooth caramel maybe? Or a white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Find Starbucks Frappuccino drinks wherever you buy your groceries.
Amazon presents Jeff versus Taco Truck Salsa. Whether it's Verde, Roja, or the orange one. For Jeff, trying any salsa is like playing Russian roulette with a flamethrower. Luckily, Jeff saved with Amazon and stocked up on antacids, ginger tea, and milk. Habanero? More like habanero, yes. Save the everyday with Amazon.
Want to make the most of your tax refund? File with TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They help you get your biggest refund, and then we help you do more with it. With a personalized plan designed to help you hit your money goals. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
What is going on, everybody? It is time for the next edition of the Draft Show here at the Birds of the Round Table. Tonight, we're talking about our top 5 defensive tackles. And to help me with that, joining me, as always, is David he's in my top left. David, how are you tonight?
Doing great, man. It's been a while since I've seen you guys. It's good to see you again. Very fascinating how we all look exactly the same as we did last week, but hey.
I don't know how that's possible, but magic of editing, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, also Deibs joining us as well. Deibs, what up?
What's going on, man? Always a pleasure talking about a class that not so high on. I think it's a rough group. There's a few interesting ones at the top. After that, I mean, it is a lot of day 3 guys or worse. So not the best class, unlike the one we just did. Go check that out. Interior offensive lineman, where we talk top 10. I think it's incredibly deep. This one, it's on the struggle bus.
Yeah, that is putting it nicely compared to
these 5 are good, though. At least the 5 we're talking about are good.
Yeah, they are. But, man, Deibs had some choice words for these D tackles. I would love to set up a meeting with Deibs and any one of these guys and see if he'll say the same thing. But I doubt it.
Yeah.
No. All right, listen. Well, let's get started with our number 5. Deibs, why don't you go first, big talker? Who is your number 5?
I think what a great prospect to start the D tackle show off with Kristen Miller out of Georgia, a guy that I think has some intriguing fit with Vic Fangio and the Philadelphia Eagles. I think he's got really intriguing upside and versatility, great frame, great wingspan, can play multiple roles on a defense. We're going to be talking, at least I will be talking some nose tackles in this year's group, and a lot of those guys are really solid run defenders that don't really offer much of a pass rush plan, but I think Kristen Miller definitely has some juice there. He's got super quick hands and feet, great play strength, solid run defender, really high football IQ, a high instinct kind of football player. Negative wise, doesn't have a lot of anchor, doesn't do well against double teams, which is a big no-no given his likely role from the jump, at least in the NFL. And technique-wise, he needs to improve there as well. That led to a lot of missed tackles. His missed tackle rate, I think, is pretty high. Love the traits, love the instincts, love the football IQ, love the Georgia fit. He's a guy that you seemingly keep waiting and waiting and waiting for everything to click. It just never really happened. And, given the traits and the Georgia pedigree, I'd love this guy with the Philadelphia Eagles in that day 2 range.
There you go. Very nice. David, who did you have for your number 5?
I had Miller at 4, but for number 5, I had Lee Hunter. Do you want me to just talk on Miller first, or go to Lee Hunter?
Yeah, let's talk Miller, because I had Miller as number 5 as well.
Okay, I have him at 4. Like Deibs said, a powerful guy. I think that fits well with Fangio because of his rotational interior defending ability. He wins with strength at the point of attack. He plays with good pad level. His traits pop, as Deibs mentioned. He's at his best when he's controlling the gaps in the running game. He shows toughness, physicality. He's able to contribute in a heavy rotation on a high-level defensive front, and I think that would be his calling card in Philadelphia as a heavy rotational defensive tackle in their scheme.
Very good. Yeah. Love the run defense. Obviously, it sticks out first and foremost. Dude is an absolute black hole. But yeah, does need to kind of round out his game a bit more. But I could certainly see him, coming here and, being helped along with some of his fellow, dogs to help him along the way. So, all right, David, why don't you go ahead and kick us off with your number 5?
Number 5.
Who you
That
have?
was Lee Hunter. I really like him. He's a space-eating interior lineman, natural power, wide base. Very difficult to move off of this spot. He flashes the ability to collapse a pocket with brute strength. And while his consistency has varied, his size and anchor give him a lot of appeal as a run-stopping presence, in my opinion. Like the tail of the tape there says, he was one of the biggest winners from the Senior Bowl. I put a lot of stock into that and traits, and I think he's a top 50 player in this draft. Just major upside, and I think somebody's going to swing for the fences with him. And, if they're patient, they're probably going to get a really good player long term. The guy has the one drawback for me as far as being like a Eagles fit. I think he's almost 24 years old already. So that's a little bit of a deterrent usually for me, but everything else I really like about him.
All right, Lee Hunter. What about you, Dobbs? Where'd you have Lee?
I had him at number 2. Again, like David, I definitely am biased when it comes to the Senior Bowl. Fortunately, he struggled at the combine. His numbers there were, pretty disappointing. 21.5-inch vertical. That's the worst vertical posted by a defensive tackle by more than 5 inches. He also was tied for the worst broad jump. Just something to consider, but he also has a 6'9" wingspan. Like David said, he's a phenomenal run defender, wins at the point of attack, can collapse a pocket. He wasn't a great pass rusher at Texas Tech, but that wasn't his job. Kind of like Jordan Davis, he's a chess piece that opens up everything else, especially for Texas Tech's edge rushers. Not a flashy guy, but a guy that I think will be a solid player in the NFL. Great rotation guy. I've got a day 2 grade on him, and I like him. He's my number 2.
All right, there you go. Nice. All right, then. I guess your number 4, then, Dimes.
I'm up already? Jeez. All right. My number 4, drum roll, Caden McDonald out of Ohio State. Give me a second while I pull this one up. Interesting guy out of Ohio State. It was a tough evaluation for me. Every time I was trying to get hyped about this guy, but beyond just being a plus run defender, nothing really blew me away specifically. He's a nose tackle with a good frame, good size, good power, can hold his own against double teams. He doesn't have an injury history, which is always a plus. And he just turned 21, David. So yeah, it's probably higher on your board, but didn't participate at the athletic testing at the combine, but measured similarly to Daron Payne, which is really intriguing. I love Payne. His technique needs to improve. He doesn't have a lot of pass rush repertoire. The flashes were there at Ohio State, but he was never consistent enough. And that's really all I got. Good run defender, not a 3-down defensive tackle, not a flashy guy. I think he'll get drafted on day 2 because of positional value. I think D tackles are one of the most underrated guys in the NFL, and I just hope he goes to a team that uses him within a defined role, and he's my number 4.
All right, there you go. David, where did you have him?
Yeah, Deibs is right. I have him second overall. If he plays in a defined role, you nailed it. I think that's the key to his success there. He's an powerful interior presence. He wins with natural leverage, heavy hands. He holds his ground well against double teams. Pretty strong anchor. He flashes functional strength, clogs up lanes in the run game. And I think he's another guy, just a reliable interior defender who can stabilize the middle of a defensive front while offering rotational value early on in his career. I agree. I don't think he's a 3-down guy at this time, but yeah, I have him number 2 overall. I think he's probably maybe even a first rounder at the end, but late first, early second is kind of where I have him. His arm length was really good, and I think, like you said, he's 21 or 22 years old. 6'2", 326. Pretty impressive guy overall for this class in particular.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I also had him number 2. I just loved how, he's able to, throw around offensive linemen, sometimes making them look like ragdolls. Yeah, he's just a powerful dude. And yeah, I think he's probably going to sneak into the first round. Yeah, in my opinion. All right. Let's see. 3, David, who you got for number 3?
My number 3 is Caleb Banks out of Florida. 6'6.5", 327 pounds, 23 years old. Versatile defensive tackle. As I just mentioned, he's got the size, the power. He has enough lateral movement to kind of work across multiple alignments. He's flashed as both a run defender and at times as an interior pass rusher. He uses his strength to anchor while showing some athletic traits to occasionally disrupt in the backfield. Just reading over your tail of the tape there. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, I think that pretty much nails it. I have him 3rd overall. Again, I think he's probably one of these guys who probably goes at the very top of the day 2, like second round, like 35th to 40 range kind of player.
Yes.
I'd be surprised if he lasts much longer past that, because once you get past like the top 6 or 7, there is a steep drop at this position.
Yeah, I also had him number 3. Dives, what about you? What did you have?
Man, I also had number 3, and I've actually seen people have him rated a lot higher as like the number 1 defensive tackle in this group. I think he's one of the boomer bust prospects in this class. You look at the size. I mean, he had the largest hands among all defensive linemen and linebackers at the combine. Ran similar to Pro Bowler Lionel Joseph. Frame and wingspan are off the charts. But man, this guy does not have any polish whatsoever. He only played in 3 games last year. But guys this big, guys this strong, guys this violent are just so tough to find. I really agree, David. I think a team's going to roll the dice on him in that day 3 range. But just know what you're getting out of this guy. Like, the traits never matched his play on the field. Don't expect him to be, making any chase down tackles to the outside. He also injured the same foot on 3 separate occasions, so a reoccurring foot injury is definitely something to consider. Major boomer bust guy, similarly, needs to go to the right system and develop. Has all the traits in the world, which we all know how he definitely has a type or an interest in that. So, Caleb Banks.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, you're right. He's got everything on paper. And it looks amazing. And he's shown flashes here and there, but you're right. He hasn't consistently put it together, while in the NCAA. So, all righty. We are now down to our number 2, which technically, I think we've already talked about David and I's number 2, McDonald. Deibs, who do you have for number 2?
Already talked about him, Lee Hunter.
Okay, so then We're all caught up. We're all caught up. We got everybody's 5 through 2. All right. Who wants to first talk about our number one defensive tackle prospect? David?
Yeah, I can go. Clemson was one of the schools I went and watched last summer during practices and stuff before the college season started. And before the college season started back in, I'm trying to see when I posted this, back in June, I had him as a top 10 player heading into this draft. Now, I don't know that if he's a top 10 player now, but at the time I put has an electric first step off the line that allows him to penetrate the backfield or blow up a play before it gets a chance to develop. He's versatile on the line, sets the edge if asked to, and he maintains his gaps well. He's violent, active hands are elite, and he can rock opposing offensive linemen to the ground. He has a strong core and lower body that allows him to skate OLs as he plows into the quarterback. He's exhibited excellent pre-snap instincts, identifies screens with ease, and is great at knowing when to turn power into speed and vice versa. He has shown a plethora of pass rushing moves, powerful bull rush, swipe, swim, and chop. He has raw talent to be a perennial Pro Bowl talent who could be a foundational piece for NFL defense for many years. And one of the games that I was watching the most tape on was his performance against UVA. If you have access to all 22 tape, watch it. He absolutely destroys all hope in that game. And he's just 21 years old. So I think his arms and hands were a little undersized. I don't know if you have that up there, but aside from that, there's very few negatives.
Yeah. No, absolutely. He's just a freak. His hand strike ability, it is such a weapon. I think it was the Georgia game where you see him he was timing that perfectly, just knocking offensive linemen back and just having his way. He's got speed and quickness, sideline to sideline. He plays like a much lighter person, a much smaller person, but the fact that he's that big, that strong, combined with the speed and the agility, it certainly makes him a scary threat out there for sure. And this is definitely a dude that I think is going to come into the NFL and just be the next kind of great D tackle for years to come, especially if he goes to the right system. That's for sure.
He's my number one defensive tackle, but he's living off his name right now. No doubt about it. Like David said, this guy came in expecting to, put the college football 2025 season on notice, and he was a disappointment. I'm going to call it as it is. He regressed in a lot of metrics, and it wasn't good enough. And there's reasons for that. Clemson moved to a new defensive coordinator in 2025, a lot less stunts, a lot different roles, and that definitely impacted his performance on the field. As a prospect, he's got an elite burst off the line of scrimmage, really good run defender, but he also didn't participate in athletic testing at the combine. I don't think he had a good pro day either. So, this guy's stock has fallen big time, and I would not be surprised to see we still see his name round 2, round 3, and we're sitting here on draft night going, what the heck's going on?
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. He definitely was supposed to be, a top, top 5 pick. And he'll probably end up being, top 15, top 20. Depending on where somebody will grab him, but still, I think he can put it together in games where he certainly has done it. So I know the skill is there. It's just about the consistency and putting it all together every game. So, all right, well there you go. There are our 5 defensive tackle prospects. We had Miller, Hunter, Banks, McDonald's, and Wood, all in different orders, but those were our 5. If you like any of these, we are doing every single position from quarterback all the way to safety. Next week, we will be doing edge, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, we will continue to do these. Maybe we might be, as Deibs said, might be doing 2 a week, just to kind of make sure we're all caught up. Edge, linebackers, corners, and safeties are next. So considering we have about 3 weeks to the draft, I think we might be doing two a week.
Edge will be fun.
Yeah, for sure. And then, of course, don't forget, draft night itself, 8 o'clock. Come in, Eagles Pin Pull Network. We are going to be live throughout the first 2 rounds. So round 1 on Thursday, and then, of course, round 2 and 3 on Friday. There'll be, people coming in and out more than likely on that Friday, as is a long day. But, yeah, come join us. Watch the draft with us.
If we knew more about our sleep, what would we do differently? Would we go to bed at a consistent time or take steps to reduce interruptions to our sleep? With Sleep Score, Apple Watch measures your bedtime consistency, interruptions, and sleep duration. Then, every morning it combines these factors into an easy-to-understand score from 1 to 100. So you'll know how to take the quality of your sleep from okay to very high. Know your sleep score with Apple Watch. iPhone 11 or later required.
K-pop Demon Hunters Haja Boys breakfast meal and Huntrix meal have just dropped at McDonald's. They're calling this a battle for the fans. What do you say to that, Rumi?
It's not a battle. So glad the Saja Boys could take breakfast and give our meal the rest of the day.
It is an honor to share.
No, it's our honor.
It is our larger honor.
No, really. Stop.
You can really feel the respect in this battle. Pick a meal to pick a side.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. At participating McDonald's while supplies last.
They say you should learn something new every day. Like how you should only drink Jägermeister at 0 degrees Fahrenheit, ice cold. Like those frozen cavemen they find, which makes you wonder, what would a caveman think of Jägermeister? Well, if you served it warm, he'd probably throw it in your face, say, "Unga boonga," and storm off. And nobody wants that. So drink it cold or not at all. Jägermeister. Damn, that's cold. Drink responsibly. Jägermeister liqueur, 35% alcohol by volume, imported by Mast Jägermeister, U.S., White Plains, New York.
Zootopia 2 has come home to Disney+.
Let's go!
Get ready for a new case.
We're gonna crack this case and prove we're the greatest partners of all time!
New friends.
You are... Gary the Snake. And your last name? The Snake.
Dream Team. Get new habitats.
Zootopia has a secret reptile population.
You can watch the record-breaking phenomenon at home.
You're clearly working at
Zootopia 2, now available on Disney Plus, rated PG.
You tell yourself, no one wants your college-era band tees. But on Depop, people are searching for exactly what you've got. You once paid a small fortune for them at merch stands. Now, a teenager who calls them vintage will offer that same small fortune back. Sell them easily on Depop. Just snap a few photos, and we'll take care of the rest. Who knew your questionable music taste would be a money-making machine? Your style can make you cash. Start selling on Depop, where taste recognizes taste.
And yeah, we'll have a lot of fun. We'll be putting out our big boards shortly, so you can all see that and join that as well. So before we get out of here, anything you guys want to add? David, I'll start with you. What do you got going on? What do you want to add? Anything? Time's yours.
No, I mean, you can find everything I do at my handle on X and at Philly Sports Network. Today I released a piece about offensive tells, like things you can look at in NFL draft prospects for the offense. Tomorrow is the defense, and over the weekend I released my top 100, and I'm not messing around with that anymore. I'm done fooling with that. I'll try to go up to 125 names for draft night, but I've spent going all the way back to summer doing this. I've never was assigned to do this before in all the years I've been doing this, so it's been an extremely long process. I'm looking forward to having about 2 months down before I have to go back to colleges and start this up again. But yeah, it's been a really long time. But you can find everything on my handle or at Philly Sports Network.
There you go. Love it. And Deibs, what do you got for us?
Nothing.
All right. Keeping it simple. Love it. All right, folks. Well, make sure that you tune into the Eagles Pin Pull Network for all of your draft coverage. And then, of course, a reminder, draft night, join us. Throw us on the laptop. Throw the draft on the TV. It's the best way to do it. Last year's show was so much fun. I think we ended up having like 10,000 people coming in and out the first 2 days, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
It was something crazy. So, yeah. So join us. It's draft season. We're almost there. We got about 3 weeks until the draft. So stay tuned here for all your draft coverage, and we will see you guys next week. So for David, for Deibs, and myself, this is the Birds of the Round Table. We'll see you guys next week. Have a good one, everybody.